That's the veteran in him. He's been hit. It's not a surprise to him.
Taking a look at the tail of the tape, that age difference not as big as you think, but the veteran experience is.
Yes.
And our welterweight championship just moments from starting. You can feel the tension. The crowd's a little bigger for both guys. Co-main event, here we go. Cuts immediately forwards. Big shots coming forward. Big clinch here from Cuts.
Cuts trying to push him up against the fence. Looks like he's trying to secure a takedown. We may be getting a look at Cuts' game plan for the fight right here, you know.
Early takedown would be huge for him to try to slow down the defense and the striking ability of Craig, but you can see there just so strong on his underhook and overhook.
Yeah, good takedown defense.
This is where Cuts really does well, though. He will grind on you here. He won't overcommit. He'll continue to pepper.
And if you continue to defend and you're here for 90 seconds and then you get taken down, it's really defeating, you know?
Yes.
A guy, a veteran like Cuts, can grind on you here, land little knees, and really make it difficult for you.
Going heavy to that underhook side.
Big knee by Cuts.
Yeah, I love that when guys try to counter over the opposite side, they hang their head. That's really, really smart. Really shows the veteran. And this is exactly the kind of fight that Cuts wants, man. He wants to grind him out, tire Craig out. Single leg attempt.
He's going to get this. He's going to secure this takedown. If he can. Oh, good.
Great
defense.
wrist control there from Craig.
Cuts doesn't want to let him off of that fence. He's staying good. Single leg.
Big shots and elbows. Cuts get the takedown, but can he keep him down? The real question. Craig right back to his feet. And this is very reminiscent of his fight with KV, you know, able to keep the big takedown from happening and getting back to his feet. The real question is, can he do any damage or get off the cage and get an offense going?
Craig has some really dynamic strikes that he's thrown. He's thrown some shoulder strikes. He threw a weird elbow early on in an exchange.
He just went for a crescent kick with his right leg. Cuts just straight forward again.
Another elbow.
Gave his back up a little bit, though, on that attempt. Right here in front of us. Nice sit back. Goes for that trip.
Got one hook in.
And this is, again, right where Cuts wants to be. Be heavy, peppering down on him, tire him out.
If he can yank Craig away from the, he's going to work to get to that.
Yeah, he's driving himself. He's wedging himself between the cage and Craig there. Doing a great job of controlling that posture and position. Craig not able to use the cage to peel away, if you will. And they're going flat. That was the better decision, honestly. Puts him into a bad spot here, but
very bad spot.
Doesn't give his back up. Now trying to use the cage to peel. Cuts just a blanket. So heavy, man.
Cuts landing some big shots. Big elbow. Pressure hipped in.
Yeah, and with 5 rounds, you know, Cuts not wanting to go too crazy early. It's round 1. No need to go insane. This is really part of the game plan, I'm sure, which is just to tire him out and stay heavy here.
And this is grueling if you're underneath it. I spent a lot of time in my career underneath guys.
I've spent a lot of time the guy on top. It works.
It's grueling.
All of a sudden, this guy that can outstrike you is a little bit slower, a little bit more tired.
And this is gonna take it out of Craig whenever he does get back to his feet. Maybe a little less explosive, you know, a little less power.
With only 45 seconds left here in the first round, a really dominant grappling display here from Evan Cuts so far.
And that being said, it's very frustrating to the guy underneath when he just wants to get back up and fight, and he can't do it.
Turning in, looking to try to use that wrist control to get chest to chest maybe, but
20 seconds, 10 seconds, I think I heard. 20 seconds left in this round.
This has been an absolute dominant round for the champion.
Big knee.
Big control there. Ooh, Craig misses another elbow.
Those elbows are getting closer and closer and closer. Cutts needs to be very aware.
And we come to the end of our first round. An absolute grueling first round for both guys, but Cutts able to really control and dictate really the whole round once he got control of the clinch.
Yes, look good. He's got to be aware of those dynamic strikes, I'll say, for lack of a better word.
He threw 2 of those kind of duck John Jones style elbows.
Elbows, yeah.
And then he threw another one, a short elbow there. But here's the problem. They are getting closer, but they've given the takedown up each time.
They have.
Or at least the clinch. So that high risk, high reward, you know, we saw it earlier with the spinning back kick where, you know, yeah, you might get it, but you also are giving your back up if you miss it.
I was never a big fan of spinning attacks.
Spinning stuff?
Yeah, it wasn't my thing.
Not a big spinner?
No.
You know what always is crazy to me? Jumping stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't.
At least with spinning stuff, like, I'm still on the ground. But when I jump, I'm just up here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like floating in space and time, waiting for you to knock me out. I always feel like jumping is wild. That's why when Cody Williams came back out and did I was like, that's crazy town, bro. You were just down. That's warrior stuff right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it is.
So here we are, our second round, and Cutts straight forward.
Cutts looks like the fresher guy of the 2, right back in on the takedown.
Yeah, Cutts just barreling forward and getting right back into the position that he was winning in the first round, and we're right back here again.
Craig has to turn him here. He's got to turn him and get off this fence and try to do some work.
He's too comfortable.
Yes.
In this position, and that's okay if you're going to get out of it, but you're going to have to get aggressive to get out of this right now.
Because Evan will stay here. He'll stay here the whole fight. Yeah,
he really should.
You got to show some kind of urgency to get off of that fence and get back to the center where you can do your work. Here we go, turning him.
Good job. He follows that underhook, and now a little grappling of his own. Craig really taking the initiative here, and this is what we'd like to see.
Big elbow.
Even a takedown attempt of his own.
Big elbow again.
Just so Cutts thinks it can happen. Grab his legs. I might do it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And then the elbow. Trying to make it happen. I'm trying to make it happen. Big elbow there.
Yes.
That landed. That landed. Another right from Craig.
Craig's got to get busy and
Cutts just took a big breath there, though.
Yeah.
Big shot in. Ooh. Evan Cutts looking a little tired now. I'm not going to lie.
He took a big, deep breath whenever Craig turned him against the fence, I saw. Big right hand, right back in on the takedown.
And some good exchanges there for Craig. Definitely getting the better in this second round of those stand-up exchanges, getting a little more work here, but Cutts right back to where he wants to be, pressuring.
Well, the thing is, he spent the whole first round fighting off those takedowns, so he comes off, he's explosive for 30 seconds, but then he's still trying to recover from this grueling grappling.
Well, and it would almost be easier to grapple on the ground, get your guard, try to wrestle up, do some things, but when you're pressured into the fence, you can't breathe, you know.
And you still have you got to be aware of the strikes also because you're standing.
Absolutely. You can see the referee saying, I need to see some work here. Cutts doing a really good job of, he'll make Craig think he's going to flurry with him, and as soon as he over-engages, right back down to the clinch, right back down to the shot. That up-down we were kind of talking about yesterday where you keep a striker off bay.
Yes. Keep mixing it up.
Ooh, nice from Craig, though. Craig landing. This is not where Cutts wants to be.
And he's got to be careful just charging forward, too, because...
Dictating pace, though.
He absolutely is.
He does have Craig moving straight back a lot, which is to his benefit because the power is kind of taken out of those strikes.
I can't tell if Craig is talking to him or if he's talking to his corner, but he's been talking the whole time.
Yeah, I think he's talking to Evan. And you can hear his corner. I guess that's what they're complaining about. They're saying he's stalling, but you know, when you're working for that pressure and those takedowns, big knees there, nice body wrap clinch. The problem is that he's just transitioning so frequently that it's frustrating him.
Yeah.
Like you said, he just wants to strike. Stop doing this to me.
Yeah, let me go and let me do what I can do.
Right. Nice elbow, but Craig gets the exchange and pushes back up onto the fence. The champ now working off his back.
Cutts doesn't seem to be worried about a takedown from here at all, though.
No. Well, again, like I said, there's that elbow. There's that elbow.
He's thrown it 4, 5, 6 times already.
Man. Big 1-2s forward. And, you know, Evan's just using those so well to get into this clinch position. Just the story of this fight so far. Super highlight elbows that are almost landing.
Yeah, I mean.
And straight crash. Really over-aggressive wrestling that's just not over-aggressive, overbearing wrestling. And that just is hard to deal with.
And the thing about a wrestler, wrestlers can do this forever. You know, they can continue going forward.
Evan's got 3 more rounds of this, no problem.
Yeah, they can keep. It's tough for the guy with his back on the fence that's defending this.
I do like seeing, though, Jeff keeps that left hand, he will not let him get that hand free. He's wrist control, fighting that offhand. A lot of guys forget to do that, and that's where the takedown, you know, defense fails.
Right above us here.
Great job working out that underhook for Craig. Awkward moment there. Jeff Craig going for the fist bump. Fist bumped himself there.
Yeah.
That was a little weird. But so again, a little bit more of an awakening there. Jeff Craig finding himself some more range, landing some strikes, getting off some of those dynamic elbows, but overall pressure, control, and just basic volume of strikes from Evan Cutts just overwhelming so far.
Yeah, Jeff Craig, he needs to, he's moving straight back too much. He needs to circle off. He needs to angle off. He needs to use some footwork to try to get Evan Cutts leery of just charging forward right now. You know, Evan feels like he can just push him right back to the fence and get a hold of him.
And also, and I always feel like this, it's like, hey, listen, I know you don't want to go for the takedown. Hey, listen, blah, 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 all these things, but if you just if he just has to think about it.
Yeah.
Even if you want to trick him later and actually go for one, and you're trying to lay back and trick him.
Yeah.
Even if you just show him a feint or just touch his legs in the now he has to at least acknowledge it.
He's got to think about it. Give him something to think about.
Absolutely. That could open up things so that Evan's not so willing to just go straight forward. But again, I don't think anything's going to keep Evan from going straight forward tonight. His game plan is very apparent.
And he looks fresh coming out of the corner. Big right hand over the top by Jeff Craig, though. Good shot. Big shot from Cutts.
Rattles Craig. Craig doing a good job, and this is what you want to see. Exactly what we talk about. A nice takedown, and Cutts not ready for it. Doesn't quite finish it, but dynamic jumping knee in.
And Cutts, I think, landed a left hook while he was in the air, maybe. I hear his corner, Jeff Craig's corner, telling him not to back straight up. Ooh, did that hurt him?
Right back into that clinch.
It looked like Craig landed a right hand that hurt him. But again, Evan Cutts can be here. Good takedown, Cutts working for position now, trying to work back to the back.
And with 4 minutes left, there's just so much time. It's so frustrating.
Jeff Craig taking some deep breaths on the fence.
The pressure from Cutts is just unrelenting.
Damage coming here.
What we call a violent blanket.
Yeah.
A blanket that's just not going to knock you out, but you're going to wake up feeling like somebody said, did my wife hit me? What was going on last night? Evan Cutts is just peppering up, continuously attacking to the back here.
And he's doing a great job of just being patient, not trying to rush anything. Veteran. He's a veteran.
Oh, look at that.
Covering
That's just
mouth.
rude.
Veteran.
Have fun breathing, he said. Oh, he's rearing up on these two, man. Those hurt. Those hurt.
Yeah, those are big. Oh.
That's another thing is like Evans, he can throw that elbow. Like I can't do that. I'm short, stubby. I can't create any range there.
Yeah.
He's literally making separation of like 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Boom. Looks like he's attacking that Kimura.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, he is, definitely. Oh, now he's gonna go. Now he's gonna do the Joseon. He's got the old school where he's gonna Gary Goodridge him.
Yeah.
Oh, guillotine attempt.
Guillotine. This is a bad spot to be in for Craig.
Now, actually, Craig just did a good thing where he got that tight waist there, that wrap around the body. Is going to help a little bit. Yeah, he can keep him from, bring his head close to the chest, and it's going to be much harder to get struck. Oh, I love that. I love that outside leg. That is quality control. And if you're at home and you're like, oh, this is killing me, this is so boring.
Craig needs to stand up.
This is immaculate pressure. You're watching a master at work right now, a real black belt. Look at him slide that hook in from the backside. Now he needs to be careful. He's low here. Does a good job getting back up to that back, but
again, Evan Cutts can do this for 10 rounds. Oh,
man, those hurt. 1 minute and 30 seconds left here in our third round.
I think Jeff Craig is just trying to hold on and get a stall here and try to get a stood back
Yeah,
up.
I mean, I think the problem is that every time that the ref warns Evan will do enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And because of the position, it's going to be really hard for the judge to justify separating and getting him going because he's almost on his back. He's almost in a fight-ending sequence. Craig's just doing so good of backing up into the cage that we find ourselves in this kind of stalemate position where Evan Cutts knows that Craig can't do anything but what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Craig knows, I have to try to stall and hope they'll stand him up. I'd like to see the ref get a little bit more active here and try to get them moving.
Crowd letting them hear about it.
Yeah, the crowd is done with it. Pressure's not visible, so.
Evan attacking that Kimura again.
Yeah, he's got that tight over the top back, but it looks like Craig's going to use it to try to attack a single leg. Oh, that's his arm. Okay.
Oh.
It's unorthodox striking positions.
Another dominant round by the champion.
Man, big shots to the ribs. Huge shots to end the round here. Double
up. Elbows.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I've seen that since Sakuraba.
Yeah.
That was, I'm gonna say, man, that was a beating round. That was a beating.
Could you make a case for a 10-8?
I would. Quite frankly, that round there was no, that was 4.5 minutes of work. A lot of stalling. Well, I wouldn't say stalling, a lot of maneuvering between the two of them that they were keeping each other from. Remember, just like in striking, to have dynamic grappling, both guys have to be willing to be dynamic sometimes.
Right.
And Craig was being smart. He did not need to be. He was going to be put in a bad position by being dynamic. So his best bet was to be boring and look for the stand-up. And Evan Cutts' game plan is clearly to just grind him out.
Yep.
So he's not going to. So you got two brick walls meeting each other.
Yep.
Those elbows really open things up, and I would be very surprised to see if Evan Cutts doesn't come out and really push the pace here in this first championship round. If you're in Craig's corner, what are you saying? What are you telling him to deal with the grappling?
You got to circle out. You can't put your back on the fence. You got to get off the fence. You got to angle off. You can fight off your back foot. You got to do it.
And again, Cutts just immediately forward.
They're both guys talking to each other over there.
15 seconds into the fourth round, though, and we are right back in that position.
Same exact
position.
Kimura grip on the arm, one hook in, Cutts across the back.
Just a grinding fight here so far.
Right to the back.
See if he can use the cage to peel him off. And you can really feel the steam. Kind of Craig's just his effort level on each explosion, on each defense. He's getting very frustrated.
And now Evan is completely on the back, trying to work this body triangle.
Yeah, very tough spot. He's going to control the breathing and really start to dictate that control. Craig does a very good job of going to the correct side. Finds himself in a mounted position. Now he rolls up for a... Okay, so Cut's able to settle. Very heavy. Very bad position now. Craig in a very dire position. Not where you want to be with this high level of a guy. Elbows start to come raining down. 3 minutes left. Full mount here for Evan Cutts.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in with this much time left on the clock.
Ooh, and got the body triangle in. Oh, this is rough.
This is really an incredible performance from Evan Cutts.
Yeah, really dominant here. The ground and pound now raining down. The champ looking to try to grind out and possibly get that finish. Heavy pressure here on that arm triangle, possibly a back take. Yep. And you can really see, man, Evan Cutts implementing his game plan and just burying Craig into the mat right now. Staying just active enough to not get anything from the ref. And I mean, what a grueling battle here for Craig. Because when he gets up, man.
Yeah, he's very dynamic on the feet. But again, just going straight back and putting your back on the fence, you're just putting the fight exactly where Evan Cutts wants it.
Well, and we're in a position where we want to stand up and we want to get up now, but we've not thrown one submission or one sweep or anything other than just stand up.
Yeah.
Right? So when we get to the ground, there's nothing Cutts has to fear for. Back in the middle we are. Craig able to finally get it back up. Good uppercut from Craig right here in front of us. We almost lose TV number 2. The boys crashing in. Craig pushing himself up now. He has the underhook. He has Cutts on the fence.
Cutts with the body lock, turns.
A little bit over 1 minute left here in the 4th round. Cutts looking for another takedown.
Craig needs to try to dig this underhook on the left side. I just can't see what's going
on
over there.
You know, Craig wants Evan to be more dynamic in the move, but Evan has him in such a control position, he's not going to. Big shots here. You can see big breaths from Cutts, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he might have got poked in the eye.
Big shot from Craig. Starting to land. Short time left here in the 4th round. Evan comes forward again on that shot. Big elbows from Craig. Oh, that elbow landed, it looked like.
I couldn't see it. I saw him throw it again. Oh,
big head
kick. I think Cutts is going to the corner a little bit hurt after that head kick.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. That is what Craig's got to do. He's got to be super dynamic. He's got to get side to side. He cannot move straight backwards. He's got to fight fire with the pressure on those takedowns, and he's got to keep it standing because he looks like he can land a big shot. He looks like he's a few combinations away from finding his range, but Cutts doing such an amazing job of every time it's just about to turn, clinch, takedown, slow it down.
Yep. And we know, you know, it shouldn't be a secret right now. Evan's going to come out, try and put him on the fence and take him down. So you know what's going to happen.
Yes.
You need to not go straight back if you're Craig. You need to circle out. You need to try and keep it in the center.
Work those angles, back off those 45s. Hey, even we call it rest rhythm at my gym. Shuffle around him.
Yeah.
Don't do anything in a straight line to let him explode at you.
Yeah, like right when he come out, if Evan comes right at him, I would walk away.
Right.
I would walk away and make him follow me for a minute, you know, just slow it down, you know.
Right. And here we are, man. Final round.
Of this championship fight, it's been a good one. Good double leg.
Great timing on that takedown, driving back to the cage, but Craig doing a good job. Looking to rip a Kimura. This is the kind of stuff we want to see. Offense off of that cage. Keep Evan Cutts honest. Cutts doing a good job working to the inside, but then rearing out, turning back around. Going for that underhook is Craig doing a good job, still doing the right things. Evan Cutts is just so strong.
Yeah, Evan just pushing forward. Heavy here, knees to the legs. They add up, they hurt. You always know when you see a guy hit a guy with something and then the other guy hits them with it right back, that hurt the first guy.
I want that back.
Yeah,
I want that back. Craig back on the underhook, looking for that clinch control. Cutts just very unconcerned, though. And again, I think because of the lack of threatening them.
Yes.
We've only seen one, and he was easily able to get back up. So in these exchanges, he's really just kind of trying to defend for the separation, it seems like.
Right, yeah. He doesn't want Craig to be able to separate and get space while he's got his back on the fence so he can land shots.
Yeah, that clinch holding him up high,
yep.
Keeping those strikes from happening. Craig needs to separate, get away. Yes. There it is. Gets himself back. He heard me. He said, all right. Going with the dynamic spins. He's so close to those.
They just don't have quite the speed that they had early on in the fight.
Cutts crashing, big shot.
Right back in.
Well, I think the crowd's been a little spoiled tonight, so we'll give them a pass.
Yeah.
This has been a super dynamic fight, very grueling. With 3 minutes left here in our final round. The champion looking to secure his defense with a dominant ground performance. Craig finding every opportunity he can to separate and land, and we are coming into those closing time. Short period to work here for the striker. Big elbow.
Big elbow.
Great shot there from Craig. Framing, but I want to see him get away, separate, get away. You've got such short time to work, and your best work is happening in that outside range.
Good body shots, but now.
Right. Craig is throwing big elbows still.
The pressure isn't the same from Cutts in this round. You notice his back is rounded. He doesn't have his hips in on the pressure as much, which is allowing Craig to be able to
keep it up.
Yeah,
he's keeping it up off the back here in the cage. You can hear those boos from the crowd, but Evan Cutts undeterred, still looking for that takedown, grinding on Craig the challenger.
90 seconds left here in the last round. Craig's got to separate and try to make something happen if he wants to win this fight. And Evan not wanting to let it go.
Inside elbow there from Craig. Huge hook misses.
Oh, big right hand, big head kick.
Big head kick from Craig again. Body shot. Evan dives for the takedown. Short time.
60 seconds left.
Only 60 seconds left, and Evan holding on desperately.
Heavy drama here.
Heavy drama in these last moments.
He's got his hands locked. Oh,
Craig knows he's got to push forward. He needs the finish. Big shots needed for Craig. Elbow lands. Good elbow there. Now Craig pushing him to the cage. Needs to separate.
Down on the takedown. Double. Hands are locked. 20 seconds left.
What a grueling battle between these two guys. Great fight. The crowd giving him the business because of the spoiledness of it. But Evan Cutts came in here and implemented a game plan that was extremely dominant. I would be very surprised to not see him come away with the victory. Jeff Craig stayed crazy dynamic to the very end, but I'm gonna say this is MMA. You're gonna need to be more dynamic and offensive on your back or as a wrestler, or on your back if you don't want to strike, or if you don't want to grapple. You're gonna have to find a path up there, and it can't just be stand up.
Well, you gotta learn from it, right? You learn from every fight, especially the losses. So, you go back to the drawing board and you know what you need to work on, and you just go back to work. Again, a great championship fight. Two warriors went at it. Heavy takedown and cage pressure from Evan Cutts. Dynamic striking from Jeff Craig. And some of those elbows were just inches away from landing and totally changing the way this fight went. We see Evan had a little cut on his eye. I think that happened late in the 5th round. And we have the official announcement.
All right, fight fans, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. But before we do, a round of applause for both of these warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges score this contest 49-46 for your winner by way of unanimous decision. And still, the PFC welterweight champion, Evan the Butcher Cutts.
No doubt, coming in, having to face the guy, the crowd's there for him. You came in with a game plan. You implemented that game plan, maybe not as dynamic as some people want. They were a little spoiled tonight with all the finishes. But tell us about that strength and that power when we were on the feet and engaging. What were you feeling in there, man?
First off, Jeff is an incredibly talented athlete, man. He puts himself out there to train with some of the best guys in the world. Knowing that his striking's so good, the game plan was just not one step back. If you guys saw my corner shirts, it says not one step back. This whole fight, I wanted to move forward and put him on the cage. I'm doing my best to finish those takedowns, but I want to see some of you fat asses get in here and see if you can go for 5 rounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, the pressure, the blanketing, the peppering, it was nonstop. It was a beating, man. You put a real dominant performance on there. What's the next step? What are you looking for next, Evan?
I don't know, man. I want to fight at the highest level I can. All the time, man, I'm torn between being an athlete and a coach. Because I know you know, Craig, I know you know better than anyone else. When you're a coach, you're completely selfless. When you're an athlete, you have to be completely selfish. And I have such a good group around me to be able to help pick up those responsibilities when I got to be an athlete. But I mean, I'm probably going to put my application into the Ultimate Fighter. I'm coming off 3 victories, all title victories. So I'm really hoping the UFC will have me.
Absolutely, and I think you deserve that shot. Some high-level wins and some high-level game plans to get those wins. Hopefully, get you that opportunity, sir. Anyone else you'd like to thank?
Check out my Instagram, @TheButcherCutts. That's where you'll see Paul Miller Custom Pools, Land Equity, Elite Family Services, Lee Law Firm, And probably one of my favorite sponsors by far is Phalanx Training Group. They're my firearm coaches. I'll be at a gun course tomorrow at 6 p.m. letting some rounds go off, so I'm excited for that.
Hey, let's give it up. We know we had a lot of finishes, but give it up for these warriors, our welterweight champion, Evan Cutts.
Hey, I don't know, man. I'm talking about the Ultimate Fighter, but at the same time, dude, man, I've spent the last 20 years as a martial artist. I do believe God's purpose in my life is to strengthen my community. And I don't know, man, I talked a lot with my wife about it before this fight, and win, lose, or draw, I don't know. I want to act tough in front of the cameras, but I think this is probably my last time in the cage. Man, I deeply love this sport. This sport gave me an unbelievable level of confidence and self-assurance. I mean, you need the capability to say no, but you also need the power to enforce your no. And I just want to be able to coach my sons. My sons both wrestle and do jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. I got a whole group of athletes, but I know I'm talking all that smack about the Ultimate Fighter, but I think for now I'm going to leave those in this cage. Thank y'all for being a part of it. Thank you for supporting local MMA.